Welcome to FCE preparation together. Part listening 5 units, the world around us. Don't forget link below to this book. So let's get started. Today we are going to do task 5.1 C Nature. You hear 3 short conversations, match the opinions below to the speakers. There are 2 opinions that no one mentions. The first speaker will be Clara. Okay, Clara. Well, it seems to me that too many people own dogs in the city. I mean, they keep them in small apartments all day. Take them out for short walks maybe twice a day. I mean, some of the dogs in our neighborhood are huge. I think it's cruel to keep them inside an apartment all day. Steve. I think you are being sentimental. I mean, you know, dogs are really good companions, especially for people who live in their own. And they don't have feelings like people. I mean, they don't get lonely if they're alone all day. I mean, they just go to sleep, and then, you know, being alone makes them even happier to see their owners when they get back from work. Clara. Oh yeah, what do you think, Emma? The second conversation. Steve. I think all this stuff we hear about recycling is exaggerated. We have to put all our waste paper in one place, our bottles in another, and our cans in another, and our plastic in another one. I mean, on and on. I just don't believe that all these things really have to be recycled. Well, I'm sure it costs more to recycle them than to make ones. I suspect some of these things are actually just buried so that everyone thinks they're helping the environment. Emma. That's a terrible attitude. Well, look, to make paper, people have to cut down trees. To make bottles, they have to use up huge amounts of energy. To make cans, well, they've got to find aluminium and melt it down, you know that. The point about recycling is that it saves energy and it stops us using up the resources that can't be renewed, and well, like oil, metal. Well, it may not be much cheaper to recycle, I agree, but it's much better for the future of the planet. Steve. Well, let's find out what Clara thinks. Clara. The third conversation. Clara. Anyway, the reason I'm vegetarian is, well, it's simple really. Producing meat is a very wasteful way of producing food. I mean, if you think about it, farmers have to grow crops to feed the animals, which people then eat. Now, that land could be used to grow crops to feed the people directly. Simple. All the world's problems about lack of food, starvation, would be solved if everyone stopped eating meat and ate beans, nuts, vegetables, fruits instead. Emma. That's all very well, but I personally don't want to do without meat. Well, you can't make people be vegetarians, can you? I think you got to be realistic. Clara. Oh, not selfish. Emma. No, I mean the people I know eat much less meat now than they used to. They eat a lot more pasta and more fish. It's all right to eat more fish. I wonder, aren't all the oceans being overfished? Clara. Steve, what do you think?